Hello everyone, I hope you like this fanfic. Naruto won't have whisker marks. Chapter 1. Where are you? A ghoul yelled as he's running through a dark alley fast as he's holding an unconscious little girl the man abducted. As he's running he could hear a flapping sound and looks up as he yelled loudly which blood splatters everywhere. Pathetic. The one who said that was a figure wearing a blood-red mask with a spiral pattern focused around his right eye which shows his right eye is a Kokugan. He's currently wearing a long, midnight black cloak with blood-red clouds, a blood-red interior, and a chin-high collar. He's currently holding the sleeping girl as he could hear footsteps and sirens. On the ground is a dead ghoul that's head is detached from his body which Naruto places the child on the ground as from his back bursts his Yokaku angel-like wings as in one flap he takes off flying as the ghoul investigators arrive to the scene but they isolate. Radio in, the one-eyed angel has struck again, one of them said as the other nods. Next day in the 20th ward at Anteiku. A teenager is currently placing cups of coffee on a table as he's wearing a waiter's outfit. His is spiky blood red with white highlights and has ocean blue eyes. The waiter looks at the news report on TV talking about last night incidents involving different ghouls. Was the only the teenager did as he continued his work while goes to deliver Ken and Hyde's drinks. Hey guys, so it's the usual, he said to them which Ken smiles as Hyde smirks thinking of something. So Naruto, is it true you two are going out? Hyde asked as Naruto just gives him a blank stare. Dude, seriously, Naruto said causing Hyde to give a laugh as he begins sweating at the awkwardness. So Ken. Who is she? The cute girl you mentioned, Hyde said causing Naruto to raise an eyebrow as he looks at him with a smile which Ken begins sweating as he blushes. Hey Tuka, come over here, Naruto said gaining her attention as she walks towards them. What? She asked Naruto who looks at Hyde who gives a smile as he looks at Ken causing him to not like where this is going. Miss Tuka. Are you seeing anyone? Hyde asked immediately as Naruto freezes and Tuka's eyes widen hearing that as she immediately kicks Naruto in the shin gaining a yell of pain as she stops back while Yoshimura gives a laugh at this. Seriously Hyde. Now she thinks I asked her out. How many times do I have to tell you I don't have those feelings for her? Naruto said to him but not loudly which he just gives a laugh as he scratches the back of his head but they heard the door open causing Naruto's eyes to narrow as he sniffs the air while Ken blinks in surprise gaining his attention which his eyes widen along with Hyde's. She's the one, Ken says gaining a fuck from Naruto's thoughts as she just walks by them. Ken just don't ask her out, I heard she's a bitch all of the time. Only acts like that just to catch a man's eye into going into a date then she goes full on bitch trying to get your money. Naruto told him as he goes to walk back but bumps into Tuka causing the cups of coffee she has on her tray to fall on her dumping it all over her as she drops the cups of coffee as everyone heard breaking glass it turns. Nice one Nar dash, Hyde was cut off by Naruto. Shut it Hyde, Naruto yelled as he looks back at him. When he looks back at Tuka he can see she's glaring at him. Well slap, Naruto was cut off as Tuka straight up bitch slapped him in the face knocking him onto the ground as the others flinch but some of the citizens smile seeing this since this happens a lot when Naruto doesn't see where he's going and bumps into Tuka which she spills and drops the coffee along with losing money from his paycheck. Ouch, Hyde said as Ken nods agreeing while Naruto sits up rubbing how cheek. Again Tuka, seriously? It's almost like you're trying to get me to notice you more almost like you are in Luau, Naruto yelled the last part as he's binding his head while Tuka's left fist is shaking in anger. Next day in the morning. It still hurts no, was all Naruto said as he's currently in Tuka's bed with his shirt off looking at Tuka getting dressed as she makes a humph sound as she gives him a glare. Don't you dare tell anyone I'm your girlfriend, not after that wild fiasco with my brother all those years ago, Tuka said which Naruto scratches his head with his left hand. Yeah, Yeah, it wouldn't be good seeing your brother appear here trying to attack me from hearing that I slept with you more than a couple of times, Naruto told her as she looks away thinking about her younger brother while Naruto gets out of bed as he begins dressing. Kaneki, Naruto thought to himself, worried for his friend as he looked at his reflection as he got dressed, but stops as he looked at a picture showing him and his family. Dad. One of these days, I will avenge Mom's death by killing you, Naruto thought with anger as his tight eye turns into his Kakugan. Nighttime. Naruto is currently wearing his waiter clothes as he's staring at the moon, silently watching it on top of a tall building while having a phone in his right hand as he's talking to someone. So Ken had surgery after the incident, Naruto said into the phone. When Naruto heard that, his eyes widened all the way but that narrow again. Oh. Well, bye. I hope he'll be okay by tomorrow, Naruto said as he ended the call as he grits his teeth. No doubt the Aogiri Tree was behind this, but why? Must be an experiment of some sort, Naruto asked himself as he places his left hand on his head as images of blood spattering everywhere as his mother Kushina hit the floor dead appears in his mind. This world is just hell, Naruto said to himself as he sniffs the air and his right eye changes to his Kakugan while from his back sprouts wings. They're completely white as he stood up. Naruto heard movement from behind him, which his wings harden like crystals now appears to be white crystal like wings, while he heard a Fork's laugh. What? Naruto asked as he looks back, seeing a girl covered in bandages with her eye hopes black M and wearing a purple kind of cloak with the sleeves ripped off as she currently leaning against the brick wall. Naruto just sighs as he looks away from her. Leave now. I don't care what your reasons are for being here, so leave or else, Naruto said as she doesn't respond, which before Naruto could say anything he heard ringing from his cell phone, which he answers it. What dash? Naruto was cut off by Kaneki's voice. Naruto. Please help me, I don't know what's happening to me. My left eye is like a ghoul's, what's happening to me? Dash. The call ends as Naruto's eyes widen all the way as he suddenly takes off, causing a gust of wind as he flies fast while the girl just watches Naruto as she gives a laugh. I like him, was all she said as she begins walking towards the edge of the building, seeing a figure hidden by a large light purple cloak. So, the rumors were true about a one-eyed angel, but first we must know the full extent of his power, was all he said as the girl gives a nod agreeing with him. Where Kaneki is. Kaneki is slammed into the wall by Nishiki, who has him by the neck with a very annoyed look on his face while both of his eyes are the Kakugan. You know what you get for looting someone else's territory, right? Nishiki asked Kaneki, who's struggling to breathe. I wasn't. I didn't know. I just happened to be passing by, Kaneki said as he struggled to speak. Okay, imagine this. Your girlfriend is naked and lying on the ground. Then someone else there with his pants down says to you, I wasn't flung anything. I just happened to be here. That's the same as what you're telling me. If it were me, I'd kill the guy. That's why I'm killing you, as punishment for trespassing on my feeding grounds. Dash. Nishiki was stopped by hearing someone's voice. Whose feeding grounds, did you day? Someone said, which Nishiki blinks in surprise as Tuka jumps down as she stood straight up. Since when were these your feeding grounds, Nishiki? Tuka asked Nishiki, who's currently looking at her with no emotion but has narrowed eyes. Tuka, was all Nishiki said as he drops Kaneki on the ground, causing him to take a deep breath as he held his throat and coughs a lot while Nishiki has begun speaking. I know she's dead, right? The binge-eating woman, Nishiki told her as Tuka starts to talk. And that makes these your feeding grounds. Even you know the task of distributing the feeding grounds stole to the weaker ghouls, and otherwise managing the 20th ward. Belongs to those of us at Anteiku, Tuka said as she activates her Kakugan. A bunch of fence-sitters like Anteiku have no right to go picking over every little thing, especially Naruto. He acts like he's the boss of me. I don't give a shit, Nishiki said with anger as he begins walking towards Tuka. This was my feeding ground in the first place. Before his dash, Nishiki stops as he heard flapping, causing his eyes to widen as Tuka's Kokugan deactivates. Came. Nishiki, if you want to die then come to me first instead of attacking my best friend who I call brother. Naruto said as Nishiki turns to him, seeing Naruto staring at Nishiki with annoyance with his right eye Kokugan activated along with his crystal-like wings out, causing Nishiki to start running knowing he'll be killed, which Naruto just sighs as he turned to a completely shocked Kaneki who's staring at Naruto in shock seeing him. And Naruto, Kaneki said, which Naruto just looks away as his Kokugan deactivates, showing his ocean blue eye as his wings turn to liquid as they recede into his back, while Naruto goes to one knee having a sad smile on his face. Guess it's time that I have to tell you, I'm a hybrid ghoul. Mom was a ghoul and dad was human. I'm one of the rare ones, but you're a artificial ghoul it seems. The organs they placed in you were Naruto said to Kaneki, who looks down shocked at what he heard, along with Tuka, which both have wide eyes. Naruto looks at Kaneki's left eye while he stood back up, which Tuka bends down and picks up a hand. Tuka, stay out of this, Naruto said to her, which she blinks in surprise hearing the seriousness in his tone as he extends his hand to her, which she gives it to him as he turns to Kaneki and extends the hand to him. Eat it, you'll feel better, Naruto told Kaneki, which immediately his right arm extends towards the hand, but he grabs his right hand with his left as he pulls his back and bends forward as droll cones from his mouth. He's not eating, Tuka said as Naruto gives a nod knowing why as Kaneki looks up as they see he's crying from both eyes while taking deep breaths. Tokyo Ghoul. I'll say this to you Kaneki, you will die. You're hurt and you need to eat, so eat. Naruto yelled at Kaneki, urging him to eat as he moves forward, extending it to Kaneki, which his hand reaches for it again, but he pulls it away as he grits his teeth. Please help me. I know what you said, but I can't believe it. I'm human and yet I want to eat that. I want to eat it so bad I can't help it. But if I do, I won't be human anymore, Kaneki said, which Naruto's eyes widen hearing his words, but they narrow. You idiot, you're wrong on that part, now eat, Naruto said a little louder to Kaneki, wanting him to eat, but which he gives a small smile as his right hand extends towards it, but stood as his eyes widen in fear as well as horror as he soon closed his eyes crying while his right hand shakes, which all he does next was knock it out of Naruto's hand with his right hand after pulling it back, which Naruto just closed his eyes as Tuka stares at the hand in the ground. No way. 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 There's no way I can eat something like that, right? What is this? What is it to be a ghoul? Killing people. Killing each other. I'm not like that. I'm human, Kaneki screams, which Naruto grabs by his coat and pulls him up facing him as his Kokugan activates while his face shows anger. Will you shut up already Kaneki? Naruto yelled as he knees him in the stomach, causing his eyes to widen. We do what we do to survive, that is a ghoul. As soon as you realize this world is hell, the sooner you realize that you have to stop acting like a kid and be a man. A ghoul is not a monster, what you do makes you a monster. Just killing for fun and sport, that's a monster, but to survive, protect, or revenge, that's not a monster, Naruto yelled at Kaneki as he drops him on the ground as he walks to the dead body and bends down, ripping flesh of the body and meat. Tuka, hold him, Naruto said, which she activates her Kokugan and moves fast as she goes behind Kaneki as she holds him in a headlock while Naruto's right eye turns into the Kokugan. I'm sorry, but I don't want to lose you Kaneki, Naruto said as he dashes straight for him as Kaneki's eyes widen just as Naruto forces it into his mouth, which he swallows it, causing his eyes to widen all the way, feeling it go down his throat, which Tuka and Naruto let go as Kaneki runs a little begun. He falls to his nose, vomiting out blood. Why would you do that to me? There's no way I can eat human flesh, Kaneki said, not understanding, while both of their eyes return to normal, which Naruto begins walking away. I'm going back to Anteiku, Naruto told her as his Kakugan reactivates, which from his back bursts a pair of wings, which immediately he takes off back towards Anteiku, not wasting any more time, knowing something big is going to happen, which everything will change. Later that day at night at Kanaki's apartment. Kaneki is currently sitting in his bed as his stomach is rumbling of hunger, causing him to grab his hair as he pulls it while some drool cones out of his mouth. Flesh. 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 Flesh dash. Kaneki was cut off by a knock at the door. Kaneki, you awake? Was the voice of Naruto, causing his eyes to widen as it opens, which Naruto enters the house. As he looks around, and from the next room Kaneki appears with wide eyes. Naruto, Kaneki said, which he gives him a smile. 3 minutes later. Naruto is currently sitting in Kaneki's chair as he's talking to Kaneki as he's sitting on his bed. I know it's a sudden change with you being a ghoul, but be thankful you don't have family left or it would be a major shock to them, Naruto said to Kaneki, who looks down then looks at Naruto, who has a most look in his eyes. Naruto, why did your father kill your mom? You never told me why, Kaneki asked, causing his eyes to widen a little as he looks back down. My mom was a ghoul like everyone else, but she was so kind-hearted and nice. It's hard to believe she was a ghoul. My sister looked up to my father while I looked up to mom. Through sis didn't inherit any of mom's ghoul abilities. Not everyone is born with the gifts of both parents. We were a happy family until that day everything changed, Naruto said, which Kaneki looks down to the ground. My father was a ghoul investigator, Naruto said, causing Kaneki to look at him in shock, hearing that as his left hand creates a fist. I watched as he killed her. I tried to kill dad but beaten easily and I ran from home after that. That's when I met you guys, Naruto said, which Kaneki blinks in surprise. Flashback. A kid Kaneki is currently on a hill as it's sunset while behind him was a kid Hyde. Hey, you. You're always reading books by yourself at school, huh? Hyde asks Kaneki, who looks back at him as he stops reading his book. Is that wrong? Kaneki asked him as he walks and sits next to him. I don't mean that, I just moved here, so I don't have any friends. So would you be my friend? Hyde asked as the kid nods. Sure, Kaneki said, but both heard footsteps and turning, seeing a kid Naruto looking exhausted as he's a little wobbly and has dried blood coming from his shoulder, while stray tears come from under his eyes. Hey, you okay? Hyde asked, causing Naruto to turn towards them as Hyde and Kaneki walk up to Naruto, who blinks tiredly. I'm Nagachika Hyde Yoshi, but you can call me Hyde, Hyde says, extending his hand towards Naruto, who looks at it with wide eyes. I am Kaneki, Kaneki said as Naruto was shocked and becomes nervous. I'm Naruto, Naruto said, which Hyde just smiles widely while Kaneki gives a small smile. Flashback end. After that, Tuka found me passed out in a dark alley with her father. They took me in without telling anyone, and soon enough the manager of Anteiku, Yoshimura, took me in and kept me hidden while training me to control my power. I can't forget the first day I met Tuka. She was so innocent and cute back then, Naruto said as he stood up. I'm going home so night, also eat before going to bed, Naruto told him as he walks towards the door and grabs the doorknob. Don't you dare die from hunger, or I'll never forgive you, Naruto told him as he leaves. At Anteiku. Tuka is currently sleeping in her pajamas as she heard the doorknob unlock as it opens up and closes, which Tuka sits up rubbing her eyes. What now? Tuka was stopped by Naruto kissing her on the lips as they soon are making out and separate as Naruto takes off his clothes until he's in his boxers as he lays next to Tuka, who looks at him as they're laying in bed together while Naruto gets under the blankets. I talked to Kaneki, he needs to realize it sooner or later or else he will die, Naruto told her as she sighs. Why are you so protective of him? Tuka asked him, which he lays on his back as Tuka moves next to him as she lays her as he wraps his left arm around her, which he smiles. Because I was just like him, innocent. But Whatever he does in the future, I'm with him 100% no matter what he decides to do, Naruto told her, which she blinks in surprise. Never mind that, let's go to the amusement park tomorrow, just you and me, Naruto told her, which she smiles as she just snuggles into Naruto more, causing him to smile as he holds her closely, which the two begin sleeping. Dream/flashback. Mom, when will Dad come home? A kid Naruto asked as he's sitting in his mother's lap was she's reading him a book. Not for a while, Naruto, your father is very busy with work, Kushina said as Naruto looks down sadly, but Kushina smiles down at him. Your dad loves you, but where he works, he's needed there, Kushina said, which Naruto smiles hearing that, but both heard a window shatter, causing both to turn fast hearing that as Kushina turns and sniffs the air, which her eyes widen all the way as she looks back at a confused Naruto and bends down to him. Tokyo Ghoul Yutaka Yamada. Naruto, whatever happens just keep running, Kushina said, confusing Naruto as they heard footsteps, and Naruto looks past Kushina and smiles. Dad dash, Naruto stops immediately as he noticed the look in his eyes. Dad, what's wrong? Naruto asked, confused as his father looks at Kushina. I'll give him 24 hours, he better start running, he said, which Kushina nods as she looks back at Naruto. Kushina places both hands on Naruto's face cheeks as he blinks in surprise. I'm no longer will he with you, Naruto, run, Kushina said as she stood up and turns away from Naruto, who has tears falling from his eyes, not liking this. But Mom dash, Naruto was cut off by Kushina. I said run, Kushina yelled, scaring him as he goes to rub, which he runs out the doorway, and as soon as he does, Kushina smiles as she activates her Kakugan while white angel wings burst from her back. So you finally know, Kuryo, Kushina said as his wings become solidified. I'm sorry, Kushina, but I can't allow you to live, Kuryo told her while he takes out his quinqua. While this happened, Naruto was hiding inside the shed when he heard a scream 3 minutes later, causing Naruto's eyes to widen as he runs out of the shed for the house. Mom, Naruto yelled as he runs towards the doorway and opens it, which he freezes, finding Kushina laying in the ground in a pool of blood while Kuryo was standing over her body, while behind his father was Naruto's sister Akira, who also had wide eyes as she's crying, causing Naruto to fall to his knees. As Kuryo looks away as he picks up Akira. You have 24 hours, after that I'm coming for you, so run, just run as fast, Kuryo said as Naruto's eye widened as his right eye changes, causing Kuryo and Akira's eyes to widen as Naruto glares Kuryo as he charges straight at him. You monster, Naruto screamed before he was knocked back by Kuryo used his quinqua, causing Naruto to yell as his right shoulder was bleeding, causing Naruto to look at Kuryo scared. I'm scared. I am scared, Naruto screamed as he runs out of the house as fast as he could while crying. Please, I don't want to die, Naruto screamed, crying as he ran. Dream/flashback end. Naruto immediately wakes up to find Tuka on top of him, which he notices that his wings are out as the room is damaged, which Naruto's eyes widen as his right eye is a Kakugan as he's crying, which he sits up as he notices Tuka is bleeding, which his eyes widen more as Tuka is looking at him, which tears begin falling from his eyes more as Tuka hugs him as he's crying, while his wings then enclose around Tuka as he's hugging her. Naruto thought as he's crying while Tuka just hugs Naruto, letting him cry. He's still affected by the past, even now. I hate seeing him like this, Tuka thought to herself as she just holds him, while outside is Yashimura, who sighs sadly. He's still being held back by his past, Yashimura thought to himself as he starts thinking about his daughter Sen. Amusement park. We'll be back later today, sir, Naruto said into the phone as B ends the call and looks at Tuka, seeing her looking around as she's wearing her green jacket while he's wearing a black jacket and holding a map of the park. Well, we'll be going on the Ferris wheel last, so which ride do you want to dash? Tuka stops as her eyes twitch, seeing him walking away from her towards the roller coaster, which immediately she kicks him in the back, knocking him to the ground. What did I do? Naruto yelled as he stood up, which Tuka growls at him as they're face to face. You just ignored me and was about to just ditch me, Tuka yelled but stopped seeing they're being watched, causing a small blush to appear on her cheeks, which Naruto sighs as he takes her hand, causing her to blink in surprise. Fine, then I'll just hold your hand. Now we won't get separated, Naruto told her, and before she could say anything he begins walking, pulling her along with him, which the people around know the two from Anteiku and smile seeing this, which Tuka looks around with a blush, feeling uncomfortable, but she bumps into Naruto's back as she blinks in surprise as Shell okays at what he's looking at and sweats seeing a ride which is a ball connected to two bungee cords. The sky shot, let's do that ladder, so let's do the Smiler roller coaster, Naruto said to her as he turns back to Tuka, which he just sweat chops seeing her trying to get out of his grip, causing him to smirk seeing this. Is someone scared? Naruto asked her, which she stops and glares at Naruto as she's having a blush. I am not scared, it's just that dash. Tuka was cut off by Naruto, who just smiles at her. Then come on, I know you'll love it, Naruto said as he pulls her along, which she tried pulling but as was unless, the whole time this happened they were being watched. 1 minute later. Both are sitting next to each other with other people as they're about to begin, while the whole time Tuka is feeling uncomfortable since she hasn't went on a roller coaster before. Naruto sees the man counting off from 10 as he's doing so. Naruto could see the nervousness in Tuka's face, which he holds her hand, gaining her attention. Don't be scared, it's just a ride, I'm right here so no need to be scared, Naruto told her with a smirk, which she glares at him with a blush and stops as the ride begins, causing her to hold his hand tightly as they first move down while do a twist, but they stop and then start climbing up, which Tuka grips his hand more while Naruto just chuckles, causing her to glare at him as they made it to the top, and soon they move down, causing Tuka to scream as the ride begins, not liking this even one bit. As they're doing twists and turns, Tuka looks at Naruto and notices him laughing with a wide smile, which she stares at him having fun, causing her to smile remembering what happened at night. Tuka begins to enjoy the wild roller coaster and soon it ends as both are walking off side by side. Told you that you would love it, Naruto said as she just looks away with a small blush on her face as she just looks away. I'll go see if they sell coffee, Tuka said as Naruto smiles seeing her walking towards one of the food joints. Ow! Someone yelled, gaining Naruto's attention as he turns, which a young girl in her 20s with light brown hair along with a sleepy and clumsy expression on her face stumbles into Naruto, causing to place both hands on her arms, stopping her, which he notices that she's wearing just pants and a t-shirt with a black coat over it, which Naruto just stares at her. You okay? Naruto asked her as she just gives him a smile. Oh yeah, thanks a bunch, she told her, smiling at Naruto, which his eyes narrow feeling like they've met, which the girl moves away from Naruto as she soon runs off. Ahem, someone said, which Naruto turns around fast, saw it a very angry Tuka talking her foot. 5 minutes later. Both are sitting in bench as Tuka is sitting next to him as she's not facing him but has an annoyed expression on her face, while Naruto also had an annoyed expression. As I explained for the 12th time in a row, she stumbled into me and he grabbed her arms, stopping her from falling on me. I wasn't making a move on that girl, Naruto told her as she just looks away annoyed. Seriously, Tuka, just let it go dash. Naruto stops as they heard a scream and turn towards a building with people entering and exiting the house, causing Naruto to smile as he takes Tuka's hand. Let's put this aside and talk later, okay, Naruto said, which she sighs and gives a nod as the two head for the haunted house. 3 minutes later. The two are currently inside the haunted house as they're the only ones in the room. The walls are black while the windows only let in blood red light, adding to the creepy theme, while they could hear screams somewhere inside the house, which Tuka gives Naruto a glare as they're inside, but Tuka's eyes widen seeing Naruto sporting serious look on his face. Show yourself, I know you've been watching us, Naruto said, causing Tuka's eyes to sudden as they heard footsteps and turn fast, seeing someone walking towards them from the shadows as the newcomer stands in the blood red light from the window, which Tuka's eyes widen all the way while Naruto's narrow as both see Ayato, who stands in front of them with narrowed eyes which Tuka steps forward in front of Naruto. "Ayato," Tuka said to Ayato, who starts at her, which he sighed a small smile. "Long time no see, stupid sister," Ayato told her as Tuka continues. "Where have you been wandering around, you idiot?" Tuka asked as Ayato puts both hands in the air. "I've been out learning about society. Unlike you, who's complacent in your peace," Ayato told her as he still smiles, angering Tuka. "You arrogant little brat," Tuka said to him as Ayato gives a small laugh at what she said. "You're the brat here. Face reality, you dummy," Ayato told her, but both stop as Naruto stands in front of her. "Tuka, leave the room now," Naruto told her, which her eyes suddenly widen. "Naruto, I'm not leaving, he's dash." Tuka stops as Naruto looks at her completely serious as his right eye turns into his Kakugan, causing to stop as she grits her teeth, knowing this is no time to complain as she walks out of the room, which Ayato's Kakugan activates. "It's been a while, Ayato. Is this about me dating your sister? After all, you did never like me in the first place," Naruto said, which he grits his teeth, which Naruto shows a smile. "Is this a bad time today? I slept with her a lot," Naruto said, angering him more as his wings burst out of his back. "You bastard," Ayato yelled as he fired his crystallized projectiles from his wings at Naruto. "You were always easy to anger, which leads to your downfall," Naruto said as from his back bursts his wings, which crystallized, blocking his attack, which Ayato's eyes widen. "I'm not the same kid I once was, Ayato. I'm far stronger than you realize," Naruto told him, which he grits his teeth as Naruto dashes for him while Ayato fires his projectiles at Naruto, but he uses his wings as a shield, blocking the crystals. As he gets close enough, his wings move away as he tackles Ayato, which the two move across the ground as Ayato kicks Naruto off, and as soon as they got back up they do a spin kick, which Naruto does the same thing as they're equally strong, which both grit their teeth. "You've gotten stronger, Ayato," Naruto told him as he swings his right fist while Ayato swings his right, as their fists head for each other's faces, but they caught the other's fist as they're in a standoff with the wings battling each other. "Ayato, you can't beat me," Naruto told him, causing Ayato to grit his teeth. "Shut the hell up, I'll kill you dash." Ayato was cut off as Naruto headbutt him in the face, and he soon receives a right uppercut, causing him to stumble back as Naruto grabs his face with his right hand as he rams his head against the wall, causing cracks. But he pushes Naruto back, which he jumps and skids back as Ayato is glaring at Naruto. "Take me seriously, show me your Kakuja," Ayato yelled, causing Naruto's eyes to widen all the way in shock, which his eyes narrow all the way. "The reports don't lie, you killed and devoured members of Aogiri Tree. I want you to take me seriously, so do it," he yelled at Naruto, who said nothing as he's looking at the ground. "I can't," Naruto said to him, which he blinks in surprise and then becomes angry. "What do you mean you can't? You never thought of me as a threat, this is why I hate you dash." Ayato was cut off by Naruto. "You're wrong, one reason. I don't want to kill you or Tuka would hate me, 2. I'm saving it to show the man I hate most in this works, and 3. If I use it I no longer look like an angel but the harbinger of death and despair," Naruto told him, which Ayato grits his teeth at his words, but both stop as highly hear an alarm, causing the two to stop as both turn, seeing a bulky man with red hair tied up in a ponytail wearing a blood-red cloak. He's wearing a white mask featuring a huge mouth and tiny slits for nostrils. His fingernails are black while holding an alarm clock. Ayato makes a tch sound as he walks towards Naruto and passes him as he deactivates his Kakugan with his wings receding, while Naruto does the same as he then notices the same girl he met that night standing behind Nora as she begins walking away. Naruto turns away as he continues walking, knowing the fight has come to an end. As Naruto turns a corner and walks into the next room, he sees Tuka leaning against the wall, which her eyes widen seeing Naruto as she runs to him and stops in front of him as he gives her a smile. "Everything's okay, shall we continue our dash?" Naruto stops as he got a text message which he takes out his phone and his eyes widen, confusing her as she looks at the message, shocking her too. "Sorry Tuka, but I have to help Kaneki," Naruto said as he dashes off, which Tuka understands why while Naruto grits his teeth. "Kaneki, wait for me," Naruto thought as he's running full speed as he runs past a kid, which Naruto blinks in surprise seeing a guy with many stitch marks. His hair's bangs are clipped up with red hairpins in a Roman numeral 13 pattern, which he has large pupils and is dressed in a unkempt white multicolored buttoned dressed shirt with blue suspenders attached to a pair of black pants that reaches to his knees, as well as wearing red slippers, which Naruto simply continues running while the guy smiles to himself. So that was Naruto, interesting, the kid thought as he continues walking through the haunted house while Naruto had different thoughts. Was that a guy or girl? Either way he or she's a goth, but must be a guy from how he's dressed, Naruto thought to himself as he continues running. 30 minutes later, where Kaneki is. "Hide," was the first thing Kaneki said after he ruthlessly beat Nishiki and stares at Hyde, but his vision changes along with Riz appearing as she pokes Hyde's face cheek. He sure looks tasty," Riz said as Kaneki's eyes widen as he swallows. "What a savory aroma. It's making me hungry. Here, you see? Look closely. Doesn't he look delicious?" Riz asks him, which she angers Kaneki. "Stop it. Hyde is not for eating," Kaneki said as Riz appears next to him. "Are you sure about that? Take a good look. See? You can tell, right?" Riz said, slowly manipulating Kaneki. I can tell," Kaneki said to her as he behind breathing hard and smiles widely with droll pouring from his mouth as more lines appear on his temple coming from his left Kokugan. "He does look good. Head dash." Kaneki stops as he grabs his with the lines receding back into the eye. "Stop. Stop that," Kaneki yelled loudly as the voice of Riz continues. "What are you talking about?" Riz said as her arms wrap around him as the illusion of Riz continues talking. "You want him so bad you can't stand it, right? You don't have to put up with it. You're not doing anything wrong," Riz told him, which Kaneki walks towards the kin wobbly as he bumps into it and then bangs his head in it while Riz appears behind him. "Come on, quickly. You can do as you like," Riz told him as she wraps her arms around him. "As I like," Kaneki repeats what she said out loud. "He's all yours," Riz told him, which he looks up as the lines on his temples appear coming from his Kokugan. "All," Kaneki repeats as he bites his lips as more drool comes from his mouth while Riz disappears. "Go on," Riz told him as he turns to Hyde and smiles crazily as he laughs. "You're right. This is my special treat, isn't it? I have to eat him," Kaneki said as he moves towards Hyde and goes on his knees in front of Hyde as he raises his arms. "Hyde is my. Yes. He is my friend, so I have to eat Hyde dash." Kaneki was stopped as he foot slams into his face, sending him rolling back as he stood up. She growls as more droll comes from his mouth, seeing Naruto with his hands in his pockets. "Kaneki. I'm sorry," Naruto said to Kaneki, who continues growling, which he charges straight at Naruto as he just stands still. "Keys, see if you were right, Yamo," Naruto thought as he was pierced through his chest by one of Kaneki's tendrils as he smiles but stops in complete and utter horror as he looks at Naruto in the face as his left smite turns back to normal, seeing 2 trails of blood coming from his mouth. "Naruto. What have I dash?" Kaneki was cut off as Naruto grabs Kaneki's head and pushes him forward as he's now at him neck. "Start eating, or you'll die from hunger," Naruto said, which his eyes widen all the way in complete shock. "And no, I can't," Kaneki yelled but stops. "Kaneki. Live," Naruto whispered as Kaneki's left eye turns into the Kokugan, which he opens his kitty widely and chomps down on Naruto's neck as he grunts a little while Kaneki begins eating. "Remember, there are times when you have to take a life and not take a life. This is no time to take a life, so from now on, I'll be your teacher, and when the time comes, we'll fight together as equals, being each other's second eye, Naruto said as he closes his eyes. Later that day at night. Naruto, you idiot, Tuka yelled as Naruto has bandages around his shoulder as he's smiling while laying in bed. Sorry Tuka, but he's my best friend. I have to do what needs to be done in order to protect him, Naruto told her as she sighs and lays in the bed next to a smiling Naruto. You idiot, Tuka said as Naruto just chuckles as he holds her closely to him while outside the building was Tadara, the girl, Ayato, and Nora. So that's it, he will not become serious unless he's fighting his father. I wanted to know why he was ranked SSS class Ghoul. Ito, continue to watch Naruto and don't let him out of your sight. I don't want any doves trying to get in my way. I must know what exactly is his Kakuja that made him very dangerous and what he can exactly do. He could be the one we've been searching for, as well as keep an eye on the Kaneki kid. He may be of some use to us, Tadara said as girl now revealed as Ito nods. Within the first ward. Out drunk again it seems, was the only thing Naruto said as he's currently inside his sister's apartment wearing his disguise as she's currently in a deep sleep after drinking alcohol. Naruto looks to see her cat as it's staring at him intently, which was very odd. Naruto just ignores the cat as he looks back at his older sister and smiles seeing how peaceful she's sleeping. Naruto bends down to her face as he lifts his mask and kisses her on the forehead as he leans back and lifts his mask down. I better leave, sooner or later I'll be discovered as it won't be easy escaping. Naruto thought as he stands up and walks towards the door but stops as he heard footsteps and his eyes narrowed as immediately he dodges a whip as he moves to the side with his wings coming out seeing a fully awake Akira who has narrowed eyes. It's been a while. Sis, Naruto said as her eyes just narrow as Naruto takes off his mask showing his face as she just grits her teeth. Why are you here? Akira asked as Naruto looks out the window. I just wanted to see you. You're the last bit of family I have left, Naruto told, which she immediately drops her quinqua as she rushes forward and grabs him by the cost as she slams him against the door hard as he just stares at him. What about Dash? Akira was stopped by Naruto. Dad, he lost the right to be my father after he killed Mom. You're the only one in this whole world I will not kill, Naruto said as he grabs her arms and immediately switched positions as her arms are above her head, which she has wide eyes. This world is nothing but hell. CCG and Aogiri Tree make things worse with their constant fighting. Sooner or later the tide will change with the two organizations, which one will be wiped out or both will destroy each other. Either way, I hate this world, Naruto told her as he lets go and puts his mask on. This may be the last time we speak. I know you'll report that I was here to your dad. I ask you don't hate me when I kill him, Naruto says as he puts a hand on the door and stops as a thought rolled through his head and smiles as he turns to Akira one last time. You're always gonna be my older sister that I will always love, but please, put on some pants already since this isn't the first time I seen what's under your clothes when you get drunk, yeah no. Naruto said, which Akira immediately looks down seeing that she's wearing her upper clothes but she's not wearing pants, showing her panties causing her to blush and glare at Naruto. 3 seconds later. Naruto opens the door fast as he runs out, immediately dodging Akira's whip as he shoots some lamp posts shattering the lights as he extends his wings, flies into a dark alley as he disappears through the night, causing Akira to sigh as she can no longer see him. Idiot brother. Always trying to get emotion out of me, Akira said to herself as she looks at a picture showing a kid Naruto smiling widely as he's holding a smiling Akira's hand while behind them was their father and mother. Naruto. She was a ghoul and we had no choice, just like we have no choice in having to kill you. You're too dangerous, Akira said as she walks towards her bed and lays on her bed as she closed her eyes with one line replaying in her mind of what a kid Naruto once said. Stupid brother, Akira thought as she goes to bed. Next day. was the first thing Naruto did as he woke up in his room tired after sneaking around all last night not wanting to be caught, which he soon gets dressed while he noticed that it's about to rain while he puts his waiter clothes on and touched his head from thinking something he once said. "TCH, I was so stupid back then. Kaneki, if you were to die then, I would find the one who did it and rip that person apart but dash." Naruto stops as he thought of Akira causing him to grab his head as his fingers grab onto his head as he pulls orbs little while gritting his teeth. "Don't worry, you will protect him. Just rely on me when you get serious," a voice said as Naruto grits his teeth and holds his head while his right eye's Kakugan activates as his hand grips his face as lines come from his eye onto his face's temples like Kaneki. "Shut the hell up, as we agreed we kill him together. You've been nothing but trouble every time I go all out." Naruto thought to himself as behind him an illusion of a demonic figure wearing the Akatsuki cloak, but he's not wearing the usual mask, instead was a mask that covered his entire head as it has two forward pointing horns, but the left eye was covered while the right was left open. The mask was completely midnight black. "Either war, I can't wait to be let out. Through I promise that you won't be yourself. If we are both in control you will still be ruthless." When the angel loses his way he falls down to hell and consumed by anger and grief, becoming hell's angel and messenger of death and despair. "You have to admit, I saved you when I killed all those Ghoul investigators, and I've always told you. The angrier you get the deeper you fall until you turn into that monster you greatly fear in the depths of your heart that no one knows about except those first-class Ghoul investigators, all because you didn't want them to hunt down your friends. The way you killed them in that state was truly amazing," he said as he disappear, which Naruto sighs. "Either way, I'll never lose control again," Naruto said with seriousness as he walks towards the door and opens it and he exits his room. Soon enough he's at the door to Anteiku, which he opens it to find Hinami staying close to her mother Ryuko, which both turn causing Hinami's eyes to widen as she runs to Naruto and hugs him, causing him to blink in surprise as he looks up at Ryuko, Tuka, and Kaneki. "What happened to Asake?" was the first thing Naruto asked them. Sometime later inside Anteiku in the kitchen. Naruto is currently standing next to Kaneki as there was a plate of 4 sandwiches ready to be eaten. "Now try one," Naruto asked Kaneki, who picks a sandwich up as he moves it towards his mouth as he opens his mouth but stops from having an afterthought, but even so he closed his eyes while opening his mouth more and takes a bite out of the sandwich but makes a face not liking it as he immediately covered his mouth and runs to the trash can as he pukes. "And Naruto, I'm sorry, but this is," Kaneki said as he stands up fully while wiping the drool off his mouth. "Don't worry, it happened to me as well," Naruto told Kaneki, which he explains what he tasted as he looks at the sandwich. "The bread is like eating a bland sponge, while the cheese is like curd-smelling clay," Kaneki said, which all Naruto does was give a laugh remembering what he said when Yoshimaru taught him. Naruto walks towards the sandwiches and stops in front of them. "When I did it, let bread tasted like dried up puke and the cheese was moldy," Naruto told him as he picked one of the sandwiches up as he takes a bite out of it, surprising Kaneki as he looked like he was chewing. "Yoshimaru," he said, "the trick was not to eat it but swallow it whole. You have to pretend to chew it about 10 times. So if you make chewing sounds while you do it, it will look like you're actually eating it when you're not. But just don't make it too obvious. I failed the first time I tried making chewing sounds. But anyways, make sure you throw up the food before you start to digest it, otherwise you'll have one bad stomachache," Naruto told as he places the sandwich in the trash and gives Kaneki a smile, seeing the look in his eyes. "Kaneki, once you've practiced enough then you can eat with hide again," Naruto told him with a smile, which Kaneki gives a small smile. "I'll do my best," Kaneki told Naruto, who just smiles as blinks in surprise, remembering something as he walks to the cabinet and takes out a jar with brown cubes inside it as he hands it to Kaneki, who looks at it surprised. "Sugar cubes," Kaneki said, confused seeing it as he takes one out. They're a little different on the inside. Place them in coffee and drink it, which it will control your hunger to a certain degree, Naruto said, causing him to smile, but stops as he looks at it. What exactly do they contain? Kaneki asked Naruto, who sighs. It's better that you don't know, but is it okay that you can stay late tonight? Naruto asked, surprising him as all he said was yes. Good, Tuka's studying for a test while I have plans. I need you to go with a friend of mine to help him with food shopping, Naruto said, which Kaneki's eyes widen all the way, remembering the brutal stuff he's seen. Food shopping? I can't kill anyone, Kaneki said the last sentence loudly but jolts as Naruto places his right hand on his left shoulder. It's okay, no one will get harmed. Anteiku provides food for other ghouls who cannot hunt people. That's why you must go, Naruto told him, but Kaneki still doesn't understand. But why can't dash? Kaneki stops as Naruto lets go of his shoulder and passes him, causing Kaneki to look, and his eyes widen, seeing him taking out another jar in the cabinet and immediately starts pouring the cubes in his mouth as he's swallowing it, shocking Kaneki at seeing this, which he turns to him. Sorry, but today isn't a good day for me to be outside where people are, Naruto told Kaneki, who blinks in surprise as Naruto leaves the room, which he just stares after Naruto as he places the empty jar in the sink as he walks out of the kitchen. Later that day, when it's dark out, Yamo is currently driving the car through the busy streets as Kaneki is sitting next to him, paying attention to the roads. You MMR Yamo? What exactly is meant by food shopping? Kaneki asked, but he doesn't reply, which Kaneki looks down. You're Naruto, a best friend, am I right? Yamo asked, surprising Kaneki at the sudden question. Why yes, Kaneki answered as Yamo glances at him. Tokyo Ghoul Yutaka Yamada. If what you say is true, then you need to get stronger. The way you are now will only burden Naruto at having to protect you all the time, Yamo said, causing Kaneki's eyes widen down at his words while Yamo looks back at the road. You see, Naruto cares about his friends a lot. You, Tuka, Hyde, Yashimura, me, and Yuta. He cares for us far more than you even know, Yamo told Kaneki as he makes a turn, which they're leaving the city as down a road. What do you mean? Kaneki asked as Yamo looks at him. I'll tell you this, he's the strongest ghoul I know. I say this because in order to protect us when I and Yuta were injured, he became something else, with his only goal was to protect us. He killed tons of rank 1 ghoul investigators with unreal speed and power. But in exchange for that much power he loses his humanity, reverting to a monster that only destroys, devours, and kills, which because of how many he's killed, he's been given the rank of an SSS class ghoul. Friends, family, and loved ones are the only thing that chains down the monster in him from escaping. He cares for you like you are a little brother to him and is willing to give up his own life if it means protecting you. I'm telling you this since I want to know your views of Naruto and to see why he protects you, Yamo said as he stops and looks at Kaneki, who looks down. He's like an older brother to me, always watching out and being there for me more than Hyde. When I'm always down he would cheer me up, making bad moments good. Even if it was awkward he would still make it good. What you say is true, then I want to become strong so I can be his other eye, which he can be mine, Kaneki said, causing Yamo's eyes to widen a little hearing the last line. Ostend. In the 23rd ward at night, Naruto is wearing his disguise as he's currently on top of a building overlooking the Ghoul Detention Center. Without a doubt he must be in there. If the rumors about the exoskeleton armor were then he has to be still alive. You just be for Tuka and Ayato's sake. Arita, Naruto said to himself. Naruto is currently laying in his bed staring at the ceiling as he closed his eyes. I don't get it. Why hasn't Dad told the CCG about me? He should have done it years ago, but if he did, why aren't they here? Naruto thought to himself as he sat up in his bed and looks at his family picture as he looks down sadly. This world will burn to the ground until both sides want the fighting to stop and to work together to stop the world before it's consumed by the flames of hatred that they've started, Naruto thought to himself as he sat up in his bed and sighs as he hit out of bed and goes to get dressed. As soon as he finished he heads straight for the kitchen, which he opens the door a little but freezes. There are 2 inspectors in the 20th ward, Yoshimaru said as Naruto freezes and his eyes widen all the way. Doves, Tuka said as Kaneki was confused at the term doves. They are already doing damage. I'd like him to have one right away, just in case, Yoshimaru said to her as she gives a nod. All right, Tuka said agreeing and looks at Kaneki. Hey, eye patch, tomorrow, in front of the train station, 2:30. If you're late, I'll kill you, Tuka says dangerously scaring Kaneki. Alright, Kaneki said to her. And Tuka, not a word about this to Naruto. I've heard one of the inspectors has white hair, which it could be him, Yoshimaru says, causing Tuka's eyes to widen but not at his words, which immediately they heard the door shut as Yoshimaru turns immediately with his eyes a little wide, not even noticing the door was opened. Naruto, Tuka said as she runs straight to the door and opens it, seeing him walk up the stairs. Naruto, are you dash? Tuka stops as her eyes widen, seeing him devour a lot of the sugar cubes in the jar he has in his right hand as it's now empty, which he looks at Tuka as his right eye is the Kakugan. I don't need to hear it, Tuka, I won't jeopardize Anteiku and everyone in it with my revenge, I'll kill him when the time calls for it. Besides, I need to think over things before I meet him, I want to ask him something. Naruto told her as his right eye turns back to normal as he walks up the stairs, not saying anything else as Tuka looks at him. Sadly, while he makes it up the stairs as he grits his teeth and places his left hand on his head as his mother corpse replays in his mind, causing Naruto to grit his teeth. I can feel it, we'll meet soon, Naruto thought as he walks up the steps. Later that day, Naruto was currently in the living room sleeping as he heard sounds and opens his eyes slowly to find Hinami eating, which she blinks in surprise seeing Naruto's awake, which his right eye turns into his Kakugan, but he grabs his face concealing his eye, which Hinami blinks seeing this and runs to his side as she goes on her knees, which Naruto looks at her. Are you okay, Naruto? You don't look well, Hinami said as Naruto just gives her a smile as he ruffles her hair, which she blinks in surprise and smiles, but the two heard someone gaining their attention as they look at the door seeing it open, which Kaneki stops seeing the food in the table along with Hinami, who has her Kakugan activated, and Naruto, who's staring at him. Kaneki, why don't you talk to Hinami for a while since I'm going to sleep now? Don't worry, I'm okay, just a little hungry is all, Naruto told her, which she blinks in surprise and looks at the plate, but Naruto sighs gaining her attention. That's your food, not mine, so eat it, Naruto told her while he stood up and walks towards the doorway, which Kaneki moves out of the way, but before Naruto could pass him he immediately stops as his body shakes a little, causing his eyes to widen as he hits the ground, causing their eyes to widen in shock. Naruto, both yelled as they go to his side and kneel down to him as he, clutching his stomach in pain, while his Kakugan is activated. Naruto, what's happening? Kaneki said as they heard footsteps and looked to see Tuka, which her eyes widen more seeing Naruto and immediately goes to his side, which she blinks in shock. You idiot, you haven't been eating, have you? Tuka says, shocking the two as Naruto grits his teeth as he sat up while taking deep breaths. So what? Naruto said, which immediately Tuka grabs him by his vest as she shakes him a little. Ate, you stupid, denying yourself of eating is gonna put you through so much pain, why are you doing this to yourself? Tuka yelled as Naruto looks away. I'll eat when I kill my father, I'll devour him dash. Naruto was cut off by Tuka slapping him in the face, causing his eyes to widen along with the others as she stands up along with pulling Naruto up. Do you have any idea how that makes me feel? Tuka yelled, causing his eyes to widen all the way as he looks down as he turns seeing Hinami offering him the plate of meat, which he gives a smile as he picks up the whole thing and immediately devours it, surprising them at the speed which Naruto swallows the last of it. So, Tuka said, which he gives a smile. It's good. I'm okay now, Naruto told her, which she and suddenly grabs Naruto by the ear. Ow, Naruto yelled as Tuka begins pulling him out of the room as she starts dragging him towards her room. We're gonna have a talk, Tuka yelled, causing Naruto to sweat. Kaneki. Hinamai. Save me, Naruto yelled, but they just watch as he's being dragged away and into her room as they heard the door slam shut as they heard loud noises coming from the room, which Kaneki starts sweating, feeling bad for him, but unknown to them inside Tuka's room both Naruto and Tuka are making out in the bed. Sometime later inside Anteiku during the morning. Good morning, everyone. Hinamai said with a bow as she's standing next to her mother, which Naruto smiles as he's cleaning a table along with Tuka and Kaneki helping as Naruto walks to her as she hugs Naruto, causing him to give a laugh as he pats her head, causing Tuka and Kaneki to smile as Hinamai separates from Naruto and gives them a wave as she walks through the staff-only door as Enji shuts the door. What are you guys so gaga about, idiots? Get to work, Tuka said as Naruto just sighs as the door opens, which Naruto's eyes narrow. Welcome, Kaneki said as a person he never met before, veteran, as he gives an odd introduction as he just smells the air. What a fine aroma. I really do feel more relaxed here, he told them as the door shuts behind him. Tsukiyama, Tuka said with an annoyed tone in her voice as the now named Tsukiyama just smells the air, smiling. Long time no see, Miss Kirishima and Mr. Uzumaki, Tsukiyama said to them as Naruto finishes cleaning the table and gives Tsukiyama an annoyed stare as he began to speak. Leave now, Tsukiyama, you're annoying me, was all Naruto said as Tsukiyama just smiles. Just like Tuka, cold as ever, Tsukiyama said, not continuing as he looks at Kaneki, finally noticing him. You, with the eye patch, Tsukiyama said, suddenly gaining Kaneki's attention as Tsukiyama walks across the room towards him and stops in front of Kaneki, gaining Naruto's attention as Tsukiyama begins speaking as he encircles Kaneki. You're new here, huh? What's your name? Tsukiyama asks Kaneki, who stutters at what's happening. Kaneki. Kaneki told him as Tsukiyama just gives Kaneki a sniff before he received a kick to the side of the face, sending him into a table as it breaks with his head hitting the window, causing it to crack as Kaneki looks, seeing Naruto's extended leg with his right eye Akakyugen. Try that again, Tsukiyama, then I'll dye my fists and shoes with your blood, Naruto warned as his eye turns back to normal as he puts his foot down while Tsukiyama stands up as his head was bleeding. Leave now or else you'll receive another of my kicks to the face, Naruto warned him as Tsukiyama just musters up a smile while covering the blood. No sense of mercy as always when angered, Tsukiyama said as he walks towards the door, knowing he shouldn't do anything to spike Naruto's anger here since it's a death sentence. I'll be by some other time to enjoy some coffee. Sometime when Mr. Yoshimura is around. Ravis Sant. See you later, Kaneki. We'll meet again. Tsukiyama said the last part quietly, not being heard as he leaves while shutting the door. Who was that? Kaneki asked them as Naruto looks at Kaneki. Don't get close to that guy, or you'll end up dead, was all Naruto said, causing Kaneki to blink in surprise. Naruto, you realize you'll have to pay for the damage you did, right? Enji said, causing Naruto to look down and sigh to himself, knowing he's right, but stops as heard a news reporter on the TV. The others look at Naruto immediately as he grits his teeth. The one-eyed angel, it's been a year since the time of his last appearance after that incident involving the deaths of a group of first-class Ghoul investigators as well as Associate Special Class Investigator Matsumi Chino and Special Class Investigator Kaname Yuri. I have no idea what actually went on since the entire group of Ghoul investigators were completely wiped out, the group itself wasn't even recognizable. The one-eyed angel was labeled SSS class after that, the same as the one-eyed owl, but I wonder who is more dangerous, the angel or the owl? The one who said that was Hisashi Ogira. Naruto, what were you doing? Tuka yelled at Naruto, who looks away. Just seeing sis. Naruto responded, causing Tuka's eyes to widen all the way as she grabs him by his shirt. Are you an idiot? You realize that was very stupid. Akira knows what you look like and who you are. Tuka was cut off by Naruto. Do you think I don't know that? Even so, there hasn't been an investigator looking for me. Meaning for some reason my father hasn't told them, as well as my sister. Even I know if I kill my dad, my sister would surely tell them. Naruto yelled as Tuka silencing her as her eyes widen as Naruto looks away. Even so, I feel like something's not right. Why aren't they here? They must know about me. Yet no one looks for me. So what did my father and sister say? Naruto said, clearly confused as nothing makes sense anymore involving the CCG as he runs his right hand through his hair. What the fuck is happening? Naruto thinks to himself, not understanding why. Later that day, where Kaneki is. Taro is currently shocking Kaneki as the two are in a arena set up by Tsukiyama, who's watching with a smile. Get him. Wring his neck, one ghoul yelled as the other yelled, Ryo his guts out. Kaneki is currently struggling as it has no affect. This is fun, Taro says as he puts more strength into trying to kill Kaneki, which his vision is starting to get a bit blurry as drool is coming from his mouth as he closed his eyes. As those words reply in Kaneki's mind, his left eye opens, showing the Kakugan, shocking everyone at seeing this. Kaneki screams as he immediately moves forward and punches Taro in the face, sending him flying back as he hits the ground with Kaneki's left arm extended, breathing tiredly as he falls to his knees. One eyes ghoul, one said before they heard yells of pain, which the floor explodes, causing everyone's eyes to widen while Kaneki looks back, seeing dust as a figure flies out of it, shocking everyone, seeing Naruto with his hands covered in blood while his right eye is the Kakugan. Sorry I'm late, Naruto said as he walks towards Kaneki, who is shocked as Naruto helps him up as he looks at Tsukiyama, who is sweating beads of sweat. Tsukiyama, if you ever do something like this again, I'll kill you. Naruto threatened him with a dangerous tone in his as he continues walking while Tsukiyama grits his teeth angrily. In the 20th ward, Jizu is currently sitting on the opposite side of Kuryo as they're talking. Yeah, I searched and searched until I found a guy about my age with spiky blood red hair with white highlights and has ocean blue eyes. He was in a hurry, but I had a good look at his face, the description was right. Jizu said to them as Kuryo just smiles. Seems my son was still alive, even through after the 2 years of looking we couldn't find him, so we gave up the search, but I was wrong to think he died. Even so, I look forward to a reunion. I want to see if he's the weak child I remember, and he'll be a good test to see how the CRC gas grenades work on a ghoul. Kuryo said as he stands up. Wait, doesn't that mean he only has one Kakugan like Owl and Angel? Jizu asked as Kuryo gives a laugh. I don't know, but I doubt he would be either one of them. Kuryo told him as he begins walking away. Naruto huh? Wonder if he's Angel. Jizu thought, smiling as he thought about Naruto. It's good to hear that Hinamai and Kanani are getting along quite well. Naruto as he was laying on her bed with Tuka laying next to him is on his back while Tuka's laying next to him, which she's wearing pin short jeans and a white top. I still am angry at you not telling me you left. Tuka told Naruto with an annoyed expression as Naruto sighs but smirks devishly, causing Tuka's eyes to widen as Naruto sat up. Naruto, don't you dash. Tuka fell to death's ears as Naruto grabs her feet as he began tickling her, causing Tuka to begin laughing. Ahahaha, Naruto, I'm gonna kill you, ahahaha. Tuka laughs with tears forming in her eyes as Naruto just smiles as he tickles her more but stops as he heard the doorbell. Hey Tuka, I think dash. Naruto was cut off as Tuka slams her foot in Naruto's face, causing him to fall off the bed as he holds his head in pain as Tuka gets out of bees and walks towards the door and opens it leading to the main room, which she grabs the doorknob but stops and peeks through the hole in the door, seeing Yoriko. Yoriko. Tuka said, shocking, and looks back at her opened door and immediately shuts it. But why? Tuka asked herself as she opens the door slowly. Unknown to her, Naruto was listening. Yoriko, what's wrong? Tuka asked Yoriko with a smile as she looks at Tuka with worry in her eyes. Sorry for coming unannounced, but you weren't at school today, Tuka. Yoriko told Tuka, who blinks in surprise hearing that. And you came just to check on me? Tuka asked her, surprised, while behind her the door opens slowly. And also dash. Yoriko stops as a major blush forms on her face, confusing Tuka, but her eyes widen as she turns fast, seeing Naruto exit her room wearing no shirt, showing off his six-pack as he turns towards the two girls and smiles as he walks toward them as he wraps his right arm around Tuka's neck, who blushing. No way. Tuka, you're dating? Yoriko said, shocked as she is shocked at seeing a handsome guy wearing no shirt come out of Tuka's room, which Naruto got an evil thought as he leans towards Tuka's ear. Didn't you even tell her about us? Naruto asked Tuka, which her eyes widen. And Naruto, stop slap. Tuka stops immediately as her wild body shivers from Naruto slapping her ass, which Yoriko is blushing redder than a tomato, which she immediately hands her a bowl of food. Tuka, eat this with him. Bye. She said quickly as she shuts the door fast as Tuka was shocked. Seriously dash, Naruto stops her as he immediately kisses her to drop the food, but Naruto used his foot stopping it from hitting the floor as he places it on the floor slowly as they continue kissing, which Naruto slips his tongue into her mouth as they continue kiss, which he pushes her up against a wall as they continue kissing, but they soon separate, which Naruto gives her a smile causing her to blush as he kisses her neck and gives it a lock, gaining a moan from Tuka as he separates from her and picks up the plate. Just you wait, more is gonna come tonight, which you'll be moaning for most of the night in pleasure, Naruto said, which she just looks away with a blush and takes the food out of Naruto's hand, surprising him as she walks to the table as takes a spoon out of the silverware holder. Hehehe. You're very kind, Tuka, Naruto told her as he takes out a spoon to surprising her. That's why I love you so much, Naruto told her as both look at the food with determination as they dip their spoons in the food and take out some of the food, and at the same time they both ate the piece and swallow with disgust. Prepare your dash. Tuka stops seeing Naruto in the bathroom throwing up. Just one bite of that food could bring an SSS class ghoul to his knees. I'm sorry Tuka, I've failed you, Naruto said as Tuka just sweat drops at seeing this. You've got to be kidding me. Pathetic, Tuka said as she takes another bite, which her eyes widen. 5 seconds later, Tuka is next to Naruto as she too is throwing up in the toilet. You were saying, Naruto told her, smirking, which she just glares at him. Shut it, you just had to slap my ass in front of my friend. Sooner or later everyone will know about what you did, Tuka said as she glares at Naruto as her head is over the toilet, which Naruto just chuckles. You felt exhilaration from that, didn't you? Naruto said, gaining another blush from Tuka as Naruto just gives a laugh until they heard a sound coming from the window in the kitchen, which Naruto bolts out the bathroom with narrowed eyes, followed by Tuka. Naruto immediately finds and opens the balcony door, which he walks on the balcony and looks around with Tuka at his side. I definitely heard something. We were being watched, which they heard a motorcycle and looked down, seeing a guy riding a black Yamaha motorcycle while wearing a black skeleton-shaped helmet that's black along with a purple and black trench coat, causing Naruto's eyes to narrow. I don't understand, but whoever was watching us knows who we are, Naruto told Tuka, who sighs, not liking this one bit, which both soon turn back to the food and sighs. Later that day at night. Where are they? Naruto yelled as he's looking around, not seeing Kaneki in his apartment since Tuka Awami missing along with Kaneki. His search stops as he heard knocking from the door, which he runs to the doorway and opens it to find the same man watching him and Tuka at the doorway, which gives Naruto a card, which he looks at it showing a map of a building, causing Naruto's eyes to widen as he looks at the man who walks back towards his motorcycle, which Naruto's eyes narrow. You better hurry, was all he said as he drives away, which Naruto's eyes narrow seeing him already gone. 6 minutes later, where Kaneki, Nishiki, and Tuka are Tokyo Ghoul Ost/Yutaka Yamada. Raw! Nishiki yelled loudly as he charges full speed towards Tsukiyama, who merely turns to Nishiki and punches him in the face with his left fist, sending him spinning in the air, but when he landed on the ground he immediately charges again with a yell, but sent spinning back with a right kick to the face, but he gets up again and charges, causing Tsukiyama to grit his teeth as he grabs him by his neck. "What is with you, for Pete's sake?" Tsukiyama asked him, but all Nishiki did was grit his teeth more and gives a yell, pushing his hands away, which caused Tsukiyama to stab him with his Kaukakukagun, causing Nishiki to vomit out blood as he falls backwards and hits the ground, while Tsukiyama gives a laugh as he smiles. "Ha! There's no way you can bear me if you can't even use your Kagun. A ghoul's strength is largely dependent in his Kagun. If your Kagun is your engine, then people's flesh is gasoline. When you have a poor diet, you can only deliver commensurate strength," Tsukiyama told them, smiling as Tuka is on her knees holding her stomach. "What he says is true," Tuka said as she sat up a little. Tuka, Kaneki said worriedly as she gives a smile. "I didn't expect Yoriko's cooking to affect me here," Tuka said to Kaneki as there's 2 lines of blood coming from her mouth. "Now then, that's enough of the sideshow," Tsukiyama said, but was stopped as 2 gauges grab his shoulders, which his eyes widen a little, shocked, and turns while speaking. "You are becoming a pest," Tsukiyama told him. "Shut up," was all Nishiki said as his face was grabbed by Tsukiyama, which slams him to the ground and behind, stabbing him over and over as he spoke. "Stop annoying me! Stop 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 annoying me!" Tsukiyama yelled as Kaneki was shocked, while Tuka grits her teeth and Tsukiyama finally stops with a smile. "Let's be friends here, Nishio," Tsukiyama told him as he turns away and walks towards Kimi, but his leg was grabbed, stopping him. "There's nothing. There's nothing else. Aside from Kimi, I have nothing else. Lay a hand on her and I'll kill you. Even if it costs me my life, I'll kill you," Nishiki said, not even giving up, as Tsukiyama just stares at him with narrowed eyes as he picks him up by the neck, but stops as a shadow appears enveloping him, causing Tsukiyama to turn fast, seeing a shadowed figure appear behind the class as it shatters with a foot, smashing into Tsukiyama's face, sending him to the ground as he skids back, while both Tuka and Kaneki were shocked. "So this is what you were doing, Tsukiyama? You've made one hell of a mistake by attacking my friends and trying to harm an innocent bystander." The one who said that was Naruto, as Tsukiyama stood up, seeing his white crystallized wings as his right Kakugan is activated. "Die!" Tsukiyama yelled, sending his Kaukaku straight for Naruto, who blocks using his wings, which Tsukiyama stumbled back as the impact. "You don't want to anger an angel, otherwise they will fall and become a monster," Naruto said, causing Tsukiyama to grit his teeth as Naruto charges straight for him fast, but Tsukiyama noticed something and smiles. "Seems you're not at full power too, Tsukiyama," but his eyes immediately wide and uses his Kagun to block Naruto's left wing, which he smiles. Kamato dash, Tsukiyama stops as vomits out blood as Naruto's right wing is in for his Kagun, stabbing through his stomach. "You are forgotten about your stomach area," Naruto told him as he jumps back and unleashes a barrage of white crystals which rain down on Tsukiyama, causing him to stumble back as he's reviving cuts in his body, which he falls backwards and hits the ground as Naruto's wings turn back into its liquid-like form as it's fluttering, still looking like angel wings. "Ah! Ahahahaha," Tsukiyama laughs as he sat up, smiling widely. "I'm so glad, Mr. Uzumaki. Imagine me taking this much damage even when you're not at full powered," as Tsukiyama said that he stood up slowly as his wounds were healing, but his stomach was healing higher slowly. "I want to see your Kakuja so much," Tsukiyama said, which Naruto's eyes narrow while Tsukiyama's Kakugan turns into a blade, shocking Kaneki. Let me dress the area around Kaneki using your organs as trimmings. Such an unexpected hors d'oeuvre. Ingrateful, Tsukiyama yelled as he charges and Naruto uses his wings blocking his blade as both struggle, which Naruto grits his teeth as he touches his stomach while Kaneki was shocked and worried for Naruto but stops hearing his words. Kaneki. Calm down, I'll protect all of you. I won't allow my comrades to die, not like last time. So, believe in me, Naruto told Kaneki, who has wide eyes, which Naruto turns back to Tsukiyama. I'm no longer holding back, Naruto said as his wings motive away fast, causing Tsukiyama's Kagun to move up, pointing up high as Naruto's fist was embedded into Tsukiyama's stomach, which bones cracked and broke as Tsukiyama goes skidding back as he receives an uppercut to the face, then a roundhouse kick along with a barrage of crystals. As it ends, Tsukiyama is stumbling back, bleeding a lot, while Naruto falls to one knee. I really shouldn't have eaten all that human food, Naruto said out loud. I guess it's unavoidable, Tsukiyama said, which he turns to Kimi. It's absolutely not what I'd hoped for, as Tsukiyama said that he took out a napkin and runs towards Kimi while wiping his fingers, causing Naruto's eyes to widen, but they widen more as he noticed someone watching. But tactically. I need a bite, Tsukiyama yelled, but as he headed for her, Nishiki's right hand raises as he grabbed his tie, stopping him as he looks at Nishiki with shock. Nishiki. What are you, a zombie? Tsukiyama stops as he felt a cold chill and heard footsteps along with Naruto, Tuka, and Kaneki's. A ghoul, who has so much conviction in his eyes to protect this human woman. You have earned my respect, the person said as Tsukiyama turns slowly, sweating, seeing the same man that Naruto and Tuka saw standing behind Tsukiyama, but they can see he had black shoulder-length hair and his face concealed by a white mask with a red lightning symbol over the right eye, as well as it also has a thin red slit across the mouth. And no. It can't be, Tsukiyama said fearfully as Kaneki knew who that man was along with everyone else in the room. Special Class Investigator Zane Tsukiyama, known as CCG's executioner, and only one that was said to be as equally powerful as Kishou Arima, making him also undefeated. What the hell is he doing here? Naruto said as from Zane's coat he takes out his quinqua but doesn't take out the sheathed katana quinqua. The quinqua he's holding looks exactly like a Kusarigama except the blade is longer. Let's see. A piece of shit ghoul acting high class. Pathetic, Zane said, causing Tsukiyama to grit his teeth as Zane looks at all of them. She goes to one knee and pats Nishiki on the head. Rest now, your fight is over, Zane told Nishiki as he stood up straight as his neck cracked as he scratched the back of his head with his right hand. Let's get this over with already, Zane said as Tsukiyama made his move as he thrusts his right hand forward, but there were sparks flying as everyone's eyes widened, seeing Zane holding the chain behind his head. Is that all? Zane asked as Tsukiyama was struggling to push forward, which he jumps back as Zane simply stares at him as he charges again at Zane and swings his Kagun to the side, but all Zane did was lean backwards with incredible speed and flexibility as Zane's right door immediately connects with his chin, sending him a couple of feet in the air as Zane reacts fast as he does a spin and slams his left foot into Tsukiyama's stomach, breaking all his ribs, and he's sent backwards as he hits the ground, but he gets up slowly as Zane behind, spinning the quinqua as Tsukiyama gets up fully and glares at Zane as his Kagun changes form. I won't die by your hands, Tsukiyama yelled as he sends it straight at Zane. Then you die, was the only thing Zane said as he immediately charges, dodging the Kagun by moving quickly to the right as he swings his quinqua as it wraps around Tsukiyama's body, causing his eyes to widen as he begins shaking while his Kagun starts to recede back into Tsukiyama, who's shaking. The chains cause the RC cells to recede, but your fear is in the way. This quinqua was made for restraining a ghoul, and Zane said as everyone was shocked along with Naruto as his eyes widen, seeing Tsukiyama's head hit the ground as Tsukiyama's body goes limp as it also hits the ground. I don't know if you'll live or not, but who cares? Should have aimed for the head, Zane said as he pulls the chain back as it flies into his hand as he begins walking away as he walked past Naruto, Tuka, and Kaneki, who are shocked at him not even taking the fight seriously, which Zane stops and turns fast as he runs towards Kaneki, causing their eyes to widen. "Kaneki, run!" Naruto yelled, but it was too late as Zane was already holding Kaneki with his left hand on his head, which he takes his weapon out and places it at Kaneki's head. "Now it's time for a test of mine," Zane said as Naruto grits his teeth with anger. "Now, Naruto, kill Tuka now or Kaneki dies," Zane said, causing Naruto's eyes to widen in complete and utter horror as he's frozen, not knowing what to do as Zane just stares at Naruto. "That's what happens with ghoul investigators and ghouls," Zane said as he let go of Kaneki and stood up, which Naruto glares at Zane with anger and hatred at what he did while Zane puts his weapon away. "The enemy takes a hostage and you've got an impossible choice, and someone ends up dead unless you make a divine move, a move that can turn a losing end into a winning end," Zane said as he looks at the three and he walks towards Naruto, then bends down to him as he grits his teeth, which Zane stares at Naruto's name. "It seems my choice was correct after all to allow you to live," Zane said, causing Naruto to blink in surprise as Zane ruffles Naruto's hair with his left hand as he stood up and walks past Naruto. "You people have conviction, even so all of you have yet to sprout like a flower. It's quite difficult to see one's convictions through. It will change over time or not. Like you ghouls, I also have a conviction. I came to see if I was right, which I was about my conviction. This generation is the one that will make my conviction to come true," Zane told them as he begins walking away, which Naruto stood up with narrowed eyes. "What are you talking about?" Naruto asked as Zane continues walking as he stops at the door. "My conviction is to find a way to bring peace between ghouls and humans. I let you live by covering your trail, causing the ghoul investigators to lose you. I wanted to see what you will become and I was correct. Your eyes have much strength in them, but the real Naruto has yet to arrive," Zane said, confusing then especially at the last part. "What are you talking about?" Naruto said, confused, but he continues walking. "Who knew? It's protecting, but in that way," Zane said to himself as he walks out of the room as the door shuts, leaving them, which Naruto looks down thinking about what Zane said while Tuka stood up with her Kakugan activating, drawing Naruto's attention. As her Kagun appears while they heard movement and turn to Nishiki, who crawls up the steps to Kimi slowly. "Kimi," Nishiki said weakly, gaining Kimi's attention as she looks still blindfolded. "Nishiki," Kimi said as Nishiki continues. "Just hold on. I'm coming to help you now," as Nishiki said that he begins untie her but stood as he heard Tuka's wing. "Nishiki," Tuka says, causing him to look up with wide eyes. "Stand aside," Tuka said as Naruto stood up slowly. "Tuka," Kaneki said slowly as Tuka continues talking, not taking her eyes off of Kimi. "She knows about both you and Kaneki, right? I can't let a woman this dangerous go on living." As Tuka finished, she blinks in little surprise, seeing Nishiki looking straight at her but with a look on his face like he has nothing else to lose if she dies. "Tuka," Naruto said as he places a hand on her shoulder, which she looks at him as he shakes her head. "This isn't right. Let's go home," Naruto told her as Kaneki begins talking out loud. "Tuka. You can't. She's like. Hyde is to me, I'm to Naruto, or Yoriko is to you. What if that was Yoriko up there and not Miss Kimi? Would you be able to kill Yoriko?" Kaneki asked as Tuka grits her teeth. "Shut up. I have to get rid of her, to make sure that doesn't happen," Tuka yelled as she was about to fire her crystals but stops as Naruto backhands her in the face, causing her eyes to widen as she looks at Naruto in shock. "Tuka, try to lay one hand on the human and I'll take you down. I won't let you go down this path," Naruto told her, which she grits her teeth and immediately runs away from them as she runs out the door, causing Naruto to look at his hand. "Tuka," Naruto said as he looks at the doorway. "Where Tuka is? They don't understand. Once they know what we are, they'll just turn us into the CCG," Tuka told herself as she's sitting in the roof of a building, but suddenly chains wrap around her, which her cities widen as Hikagun recedes. In front of her was Zane. Ego's looking down at her as he's spinning the weapon. "What do you want?" Tuka asked angrily as Zane stares at her. "You're Naruto's lover, so I have to give you advice too," Zane told her, which her eyes narrow. "Let go of your anger of the past, you have to forget about your hatred for the CCG investigators," Zane told her, which she glares at Zane in anger. "What?" Tuka said with anger as Zane continues. "Believe me, as a Ghoul investigator I've met a lot of guys who feel the way you do, like Naruto's dad Kuriomato, who hates the one-eyed owl for killing his entire team. Trust me, for those who follow the path of revenge and hatred, it never ends well. Even for me. You'll only tear yourself apart, and even if you succeed in some way in killing all of us, what will you have then? I'll give you a hint, it's nothing but emptiness," Zane told her as she gets more angry. "Shut the hell up, what makes you think you know anything about me? It's easy for you to say this since you know nothing," Tuka yelled at Zane, who stares at her. "If I killed your family, friends, and loved ones, then you'll understand what they did. Because of you guys my family was torn apart. You know nothing about losing someone," Tuka screamed at Zane, who said nothing, but he finally speaks after a few seconds. "Tokyo Ghoul Yutaka Yamada. Well, you're right, but it's already happened. Everyone you're talking about has already been killed by both the CCG and ghouls," Zane said, causing Tuka's eyes to widen all the way in complete shock. "My wife was pregnant with our child. She was in fact a ghoul, but the CCG found out and killed her along with my child. My friends were killed by the one-eyed owl and Naruto. My parents were killed by the members of Aogiri Tree who were trying to get me to join them, which I didn't," Zane said as he grabs his mask and shows his face, showing his face, causing Tuka's eyes to widen all the face as his face has scars and burn marks. He puts it back on. "I lived far longer than you have, Tuka, and I have felt far greater pain than you could ever know. But we aren't that different. We still were able to find new friends to fill the void in our souls," Zane said, which Tuka thinks of Naruto, Kaneki, Hinamai, Yoshimaru, and the others. "These scars are what came with my revenge. You have power, but you have to learn to use it to protect what you care for, otherwise you'll fall on that wing of yours. You have yet to fully sprout like Naruto," Zane said as he pulls the chain off of Tuka, who looks down, which Zane looks away from her and at the night sky. "I can feel it, the tide of balance between Aogiri Tree and CCG will soon shift," Zane thought to himself, and looks back at Tuka, which he leans down towards her ear. "Your father still lives. He's currently in the 4th floor of the Ghoul Detention Center," Zane said, causing Tuka's eyes to widen in complete and utter shock. "If I'm right, I've seen Naruto there at night watching the building, which he just have been planning on entering it. The only one that has a connection to Naruto is your father," Zane said as Tuka is unable to speak as she looks up, seeing that he's already gone.